Great looks at that bird. That was amazing. In the world of birding, the most coveted birds are those that are rare for the region they are found in. While many species are considered uncommon or rare, yet can still be found on a somewhat regular basis, there are others that end up so far outside of their normal range that they are in a separate category all of their own. When one of these species was found in a neighboring state, I went to see if I could find it. Hey everyone, this is Ryan from Badgerland Birding. Today I am in Illinois, crossing the border with my friends Chris and Colette, and we are looking for a mega rarity, the fork-tailed flycatcher. The fork-tailed flycatcher's native range is South America, where it inhabits most of the continent. This species has been known to make appearances in southern Mexico, Florida, and other states along the Gulf Coast, but is extremely uncommon anywhere else in the US, especially the Midwest. This individual had been found at Illinois Beach State Park, a location that was right on the lake, with plenty of prime habitat for migratory birds. I just got word of this fork-tailed flycatcher last night, and Chris and Colette wanted to see it, so I decided to tag along. And there's a lot of space to search through, but hopefully it will be here someplace. We began our search on a path through a burned prairie that led to the lake. Here we noted a nice variety of brightly colored species, including a Baltimore oriole, an indigo bunting, and a red-headed woodpecker. When we got to the beach, we got eyes on one of the most numerous birds in the park. There are eastern kingbirds everywhere here. Seeing so many kingbirds was a good sign, because other reports of the fork-tailed flycatcher had stated that it was associating with these similar-looking birds. Since this fork-tailed flycatcher had a shorter tail than most others of its species, it looked much more like an eastern kingbird than usual, prompting us to check over each one of them to make sure it wasn't our target bird. Following the kingbirds down the beach, we encountered a few spotted sandpipers and got some fantastic looks at a dunlin. Eventually, we reached the end of the walkable beach. We turned around and hiked the banks that lined it. Here, we found a savanna sparrow, several white-crowned sparrows, and an elusive warbler species, the mourning warbler. We made our way back up to the part of the beach where we had seen the most eastern kingbirds, hoping that the fork-tailed flycatcher would join them. When we arrived, we noticed a charcoal gray flycatcher with its back to us, noticeably different than the kingbirds. Fork-tailed flycatcher. The fork-tailed flycatcher is a medium to large-sized flycatcher of open grasslands and savannas. Adults have dark gray to black backs, with a dark black cap, a white underside, and an extremely long tail. Males have longer tails than females, and juveniles have shorter tails than the adults. This particular bird's tail could have been shorter due to age, or it could have been tattered on its journey north. In their native range of southern Mexico and South America, fork-tailed flycatchers can be seen perching out in the open and catching insects out of the air. While we were observing the bird, we got to see this fork-tailed flycatcher up in the bushes and foraging on the beach, where it seemed to have no trouble finding food.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'll go all the way to Central America to see a bird like that.
Yeah. Great looks at that bird. That was amazing. Feeling quite content with our experience with the fork-tailed flycatcher, we explored some of the other places in the park. In the woods bordering the burned field, we saw an orchard oriole and ran into a nice pocket of migratory birds. There are a lot of warblers in this woods, and it's nice because the leaves have not come out yet, so there's a lot of buds and you can actually see the warblers. After a very solid morning of birding consisting of numerous migratory species and one of the rarest birds in the Midwest, we decided to call it a day. What an absolutely awesome bird to see in the United States. I'm really glad that I was able to go for it and that one showed up so close to Wisconsin. So awesome experience. Looking forward to the next big mega rarity chase. Hopefully this fork-tailed flycatcher makes its way back to where it belongs. But for the time we saw it, it served as an amazing highlight to what has already been a phenomenal spring. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.